A lot of you have been asking, what's up with the Jerusalem project? Well, I have an update for you. It's right here. Everything about this project is exactly the way that I thought. This first mock-up is exquisite. I love it. It shows everything from the Mount of Olives to the Mount Moriah to Mount Zion right in front, the Kidron Valley. Look at this. You probably want to know what's been going on these past few weeks. So we're going to back up and let me show you what's been going on.
So what's going on now?
Right now it's cutting this.
Oh my gosh,
This is
I didn't see
bead
that.
plate. So it's cutting this right now.
So is it cutting or engraving, you said?
It's engraving, but it'll do both. This is exactly what it's doing right now, just at 40 speed. And it shows all the movements of the laser. And so it'll do all the engraving first, and then it'll go back and laser cut it after all that's done.
Let's go take a look.
It'll slow down tremendously on this. No, it's still engraving. It hasn't engraved the top quadrant yet. You see it goes fast.
It really does.
Yeah, it's 400 millimeters per second. Now you can tell that it's doing a difference.
Oh,
It's
now
the
it's
darker
cutting.
lines. Now it's cutting. See, now like when you watch this when it completes it, it kind of falls.
Yeah. And so when we pull it out, that's when you have to tape it all together?
Right.
Yeah.
That way it pulls all those layers. It'll make it far easier for us. Because I was thinking about it, it's like, okay, if I did cut it all the way out, that means I got to pull every single piece out without breaking it. And this way we can actually like take it on top of it and just kind of like sit it on top of the other one.
I was worried about melting
Melting.
of the foam core.
Well, actually, funny that you say that. Well, it does a little bit.
Okay.
It does a little bit. So you can actually see.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and I got to see what that did in there. Like, it's like,
So this is, okay, this is the actual thing right here.
yeah, so this is the actual one. This is the A plate. Not A plate, but A plate.
Yeah, the A. Wow. Look at that.
And so that'll give you an idea. I mean, you can see how these are popping up.
Yeah.
And so the B ones will line up on that black line right there.
Right.
And that gives it the step.
Right.
And then because that one's stepping glued onto that one, now that one will be able to step,
Yes.
sit right onto that. With the other one.
Michael, this was
underneath
an ingenious design.
it. Okay.
All right, so it's done. So now what, Michael?
Now we're gonna. You can look at it in real color. And now.
You can smell the plastic.
Oh yeah.
And this is just bracing it, right?
Yep, it's bracing it so we can take it out without it falling apart.
Somewhere on it.
Good, so now.
Yo.
Over.
There we go.
You can smell tags and everything figured out on this foam that cuts pretty quick.
Yeah.
And look forward to this. It's rare for me to be the one that goes out, and so I'll have to look at here like this one. I think so. The question is, do we want to start in front of that one?
I'm gonna get this drama right here.
Yeah, so everything's held together right now, but now we're going to cut the umbilical cord.
This is it.
Yeah, this is the moment of truth.
So we're gonna speed this up real fast because you're gonna see a failed attempt at cutting this box around here. It did not go as planned at all whatsoever. Pieces everywhere.
my mind. I should have drawn a box. Perfect.
That cut goes way out there.
See, now you should be able to lay them on top.
So this is the plan. So each cut, each piece will have this line drawn on it. So this is the A piece. And so this would lay down on top of another sheet, and this outer line would match the other piece's drawn line. So see how this drawn line matches this cut line right here. So these two pieces go together.
Now there might be a little bit of size discrepancy between the two of these because I had to shrink them to fit.
Right?
And so ideally you would do that with the same percentages.
Oh yeah, I can tell already that, oh boy, that might mess it up. But we'll see what happens, because look what happened.
Yeah, so the scale's off of here. Does this have all the lines on it? Do both A and B have all the same lines? Just
Well, let me look at
separated?
let's look at my map.
Because if they are, all I got to do is take this one, and then I just have to change these numbers right here.
And the next, so let's. All right, so here's the question: have we figured out that we can't put this together?
I think that's what we've identified.
Okay.
And then if you want to play, because I'm gonna have to go get Connor. He's at
Right.
Grandpa's.
Yeah. So why don't we do that? If that's gonna work for you, then cut out the new shapes.
Yeah.
Maybe sandwich in between the two.
Exactly
here,
what I was thinking.
Hand it to me, and then I'll. Unless I'm stealing joy from you, seeing how the process works together.
Oh, the next step will be the big one. I think we figured out the tough stuff now, so now it'll should go together a lot easier.
Okay. So we've learned that this, we're gonna do a recut for both of them. And then, but we still have enough to at least test what it will eventually look like. Shan, can you see me in the camera?
Your head's cut off.
So now the last part of this is to take the Jerusalem measurements, and we're going to start off with the Jerusalem in Jesus's time, since that's most familiar with us. And so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to mark those places on the map.
And so we want to make sure that we're getting all the places in there correctly. So I'm going to try to mark the boundaries out here. I've started a little bit of work already just to make sure this is going to work fine. So this is Jerusalem in Jesus's time. And so I've marked off the very top of Mount Moriah. This is where the temple sits here. And then this is the boundary of the temple platform. And here is the Fortress of Antonia. It goes up over into this corner. And then it comes down here, which means that this mountain, this hill right here, is marking those places there. And which means this is Golgotha, or Calvary, right in here. And here's where the garden tomb would have been. And so that's pretty cool. We'll be able to see that. And we can see that it's actually uphill, just like we see in scripture. So I'm going to speed the rest of this up because it's really me just drawing. But I wanted to take this opportunity to say that this is a scale model or a representation of the geography of Jerusalem, and especially how Jerusalem orients itself to the geography. And so a lot of this is based on different resources. So there's a lot of accurate information here, but in terms of it being precise is not my goal. My goal is to create an understanding of what God was doing in and through the geography of Jerusalem to form his people. So that's going to be a guiding principle as we continue with this representation of Jerusalem. So what's our next step? So the next time that I see you, most likely will be in a wood shop, where we're going to be selecting kind of wood for this project. And then I'm bringing in some other people who are experts in their field, from experts in Jerusalem to experts in woodworking and even in small map making and model buildings. Also keep in mind that it is Thanksgiving. Next week is Thanksgiving. And then there's Christmas. So it might take a little longer for the next video upload for this. Thank you for your interest in this. And thank you for keeping on asking me what's going on with the Jerusalem project. It shows that you're interested in this as much as I am. Once we're done, it's going to be an amazing teaching model. Can't wait to see the whole thing all done.